value mean? Merriam-Webster's dictionary version of what value means is the monetary worth of something. Now, value essentially is worth. Value and worth can stand in the same bucket, right? In this world, we all are a part of this world. We're living on earth right now. In this world, they would explain to you, or even if they don't intentionally say it, but our identity is found in things. It's usually found in money. It's usually found in what guys we've been with. It's usually found in the Instagram likes. It's usually found in how well your hair is done, how much attention you get, and everything you wear. But all these things does not equate to value. So essentially, we do all these things to please people, but we don't get anything in return. In the Bible, it speaks about our treasures are in heaven and not on earth. What does that mean? It means that we don't need to the most richest person on earth just to feel validated by people on earth. Our recognition, our acknowledgement, our love, our worth comes from our Father in heaven. And essentially, we don't need to be up in the specific standard that the world places us in. When we operate in that route, we don't need to come to God in a specific way for Him to love us. And that's what we do with people. In terms of valuing yourself, we degrade ourselves as women, because I want to say we, because I want to speak from experience as well. I don't want to just share from a place of you shouldn't do this or you shouldn't do that. I know in the past, I'll share a little quick testimony if you haven't heard my testimony already. In the past, I was a little known for social media. I already do have a social media presence, but in terms of my social media presence, people knew that I posted like lingerie photos, and in my head, I didn't think that I was doing it for people, but I knew the attention that it came with. I knew that I'm gonna have every single dude that has celebrities, had these dudes in my inbox. I had people trying to buy me things, fly me out, and all these type of things that equated to good for me. And I just wanted to come and share and encourage you that all of these things are temporary void fillers, a way that the young women and young men in this generation operate for people's approval. Everything that we do is for someone else to see. So Jeremiah 1 verse 5 says, "Before I formed you in the womb, I knew you." Before we were even created in our mother's womb, God knew us and God chose us before we were formed. So let that sink in. The root of your issues, I just want to address a few of the roots and a few of the wounds that I particularly see in this generation. Someone who isn't content being single and without a man, or in a relationship, or is very lustful, or lustful meaning just engaging in sexual behaviors with different men, is usually a cause of her father not being present in her life. Usually women who aren't content being single and with several different men, whether sexual or non-sexual, it's usually because of the lack of presence of a male figure in their lives. The males that come in and out of their lives to fill that void for that hurt that they feel when their father wasn't there. Usually when a woman that has an idea that her appearance needs to be perfect, her hair needs to be done, her nails need to be done, she gotta have her eyebrows done, her makeup gotta be done all the time, is suffering and battling with identity issues. Now that's not always the case, that's why I said usually, but usually if you are not comfortable in your skin, there was a point in time where I can actually testify and say that I was not comfortable wearing makeup because of my skin. As you can see, my skin is not perfect now, but I've learned and I've grown to love my skin and know it's not as 100% where I'd like it to be, but it's definitely better to the point where I don't need to go outside with a full face to go down the street to a grocery store because I am uncomfortable in my skin. That's also something that is usually a root of the cause. Usually when someone's main focus is how many people are following them on social media, how many likes they get, how many people share their posts, how many people see their posts, how many people engage with them, how many people talk to them on social media, is usually because of lack of parental love in the households. As humans, we know the love. We as humans, we desire love. Not just from a relationship standpoint, also from our parents. We value the love from our parents. And when we didn't receive it, when our parents rejected us, whether it wasn't physically saying, I don't love you, when our parents didn't show us the attention that we liked, whether we were a basketball player and we wanted our parents to come to the basketball game, or whether we are a singer and we wanted our parents to come to the school show and our parents didn't show up, planting seeds of rejection that eventually leads up to you wanting to find attention and validation from others. So because the parents, because of the people in the household didn't necessarily give you that attention or didn't necessarily love on you the way that we expect and desire to be, else in the world we're expecting to receive attention. Come on social media with less clothes, so we know that attention is going to be grabbed when we have less clothes on, right? Or we'll come on social media. I see this a lot actually as well. And when I prayed about that, because I had to unfollow a lot of young women on my social media, on my Instagram not too long ago, because I see a lot of young women on social media with no shorts on, no pants on, and they're just in their underwear, literally in their underwear. I know how it feels to not have that love and the attention that you desire from your family, but I definitely want to encourage you that God loves you so much that He desires to have a relationship with you, but also that He loves you so much that He doesn't want you to place yourself out on a pedestal for others' love, because people are imperfect and people are going to make mistakes. We cannot hold people up to expectation of God. A lot of girls that places a lot of young women that places young men or young boys on a pedestal of how they should treat them. I just want to encourage you to see yourself the way God sees you. God sees you as His handyman. He sees you as His chosen work. God created you from your curly hair to your straight hair, to your acne to your non-acne, from your freckles to your non-freckles, from your bigger skin to your smaller skin, like whatever. Like God made us individually unique, and we don't need to get acceptance and love and approval from people that needs God's love as well. There's a lot of people that are hurting on social media, and everyone is just feeding off of each other's hurt and moving in terms of that. But when I tell you that these are all generational wounds that are being carried, and if we don't recognize it now and get healed and delivered, it's going to be passed on to your future children. So definitely keep in mind the things that you do. You need to ask yourself, why do I keep acting in this behavior? God, help me. I need you to help me. Literally come to God with humility and know that you cannot do it on your own. Let God know that He is all powerful, all knowing, that He is the creator, and that He's the only one that can make that change in your heart. So I definitely encourage you to pray and ask God to help you if any of these things resonates with you. Definitely ask the Lord, what are some things you're filling voids for? Like I said, voids are things that you are covering up or suppressing. People smoke so they can suppress or fill that void on their grades being low. I'm just gonna give that an example. God doesn't want us to be in cycles of bondage. It's up to you to surrender. I want to make it clear that God is not going to force you to change. It's your choice. We have free will, but also keep in mind, if you choose not to follow God, there's consequences to that. You're going to continuously be in this bondage, but also you have a potential, a high potential of carrying this out into your children and having your children deal with the same exact things that you're dealing with. I remember me just laying in my bed and saying, like, God, I'm tired. I'm tired of feeling hurt. I'm tired of having to go to relationship to relationship. I'm tired of these boys hurting me. I'm tired of all of this, and I want to give it to you because I know that your love is everlasting and you will never hurt me and you will never leave me like these boys that I've dated. Let it be known, y'all. Like, be vulnerable and talk to God like you talking to your friend. Like, have communication, but also know that God is holy. All right. So I just want to leave it off with 2 Kings 7 verse 14 in the NIV version. If my people who are called by name will humble themselves and pray and seek my face and turn from their wicked ways, then I will hear from heaven and I will forgive their sin and will heal their land. All this, y'all, takes humility. Put down your pride as a weak person. We all are weak people. We all need the strength of God. We all do. Be encouraged, y'all. I love you all. I pray this video was a blessing to you. If this video is relatable to you or someone else, I pray that you share this video with them in hopes of it blessing and changing their lives. God loves you. Bye.